Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another Kickstarter critique where I take a look at a different Kickstarter tabletop game project every single weekday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, give my honest thoughts on how that project's being ran. But every once in a while, I do something a little bit weird, a little bit off the beaten path, and right now, I'm excited to check out the most popular project on all of Kickstarter right now. It's not in board games, it's in fiction. Surprise! 4 secret novels by Brandon Sanderson. A year of Sanderson, enjoy books and swag boxes throughout 2023 by Dragonsteel Entertainment, and this has already raised $15 million in one day. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure it's like the biggest Kickstarter project ever, or dang near close it, in one day. And I'm saying to myself, well, I don't know who Brandon Sanderson is, but I imagine this is going to be a heck of a fun Kickstarter ride, so I'm excited to check this out and see what it's all about. $15 million. But already, I'm intrigued. Enjoy books and swag boxes. So if I'm a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson, you get me with the word books, I'm super excited. But then swag boxes, extra stuff that's around this content that I already love, I'm all in. It's like when I hear somebody saying, oh, we got board game shirts or board game posters. I'm like, I'm more intrigued now. All right. So as always, when we go to the video, I'm thinking 3 things. Do I want it? Can you do it? How much is it? Let's go.
I'm Brandon Sanderson. Welcome to my imagination. Over the last 2 years, I've kept an incredible secret. I've been working on secret projects without telling anyone. It has been so difficult to keep this quiet, but now I can finally share the truth with you. I wrote an extra novel in 2020 during the pandemic lockdown. It started as a secret gift to my wife. I told only her and let her read the pages as I wrote them. This was an amazing experience. It reminded me of the early days of my career before I published, when I could write whatever I wanted when I wanted. So once I was done, I started another one. I've always...
Okay, this is why I always say I think a personal touch is a fantastic thing to put on a Kickstarter video. Because if you are likable or what you're trying to sell is likable, it's just, it goes an extra way. And right now, I want to read these more because of the person that's writing them. Now, I still want to know about their pedigree. I'm still intrigued about that. But I love the personal touch that they're doing here.
I always loved the idea of surprising you with something new, something unexpected. I wanted to take my readers to the furthest reaches of my imagination, to be constantly offering some incredible yet unexpected experience. It's one of the things I wanted to do throughout my career, and though there are many terrible things about the last few years, the extra writing time I've gained by not traveling has let me get back to this. This extra writing time has become very precious to me. Before 2020, I'd begun to let all of these ideas just wither away, as there wasn't time for them. I'd begun to think, as much as I love the big series, that they would consume the rest of my life. So, call this the silver lining of 2020 and 2021. Life has been tough lately, but it has also restored to me something precious. So here we are.
That visual there is just so good. That cannot be understated how good that visual is. I love it.
Over the last 2 years, I've secretly written 4 full-length extra novels. 3 are in the Cosmere, 1 is something completely different. My team and I want to get them to you. And if you want copies, you're in the right place. If you back this Kickstarter, we will send you 1 new book each quarter in 2023. Even better, if you want, we'll send you a Brandon Sanderson themed subscription box each month next year. 4 of those boxes will contain the books, but the other 8 will contain a delightful assortment of merchandise and goodies themed to one of my worlds or concepts. Are you looking for a gift for the Sanderson fan in your life? Well, we've got your 2023 covered.
I love that. And I always say this, spotlight that. And that's one thing I think tech companies do really, really well when they do a tech product, is they spotlight every single person who might potentially be interested in using their product. And I think mentioning that, oh, Brandon Sanderson fans, this is an amazing gift. Like, that's fantastic. I love what they're doing with this.
You can find full details below, but we're offering print, ebook, and audiobook. You can pick your format for the books and add 8 months of swag boxes to it.
Also, another thing that I always love is when you start getting down to business in the video and start telling me about pledge levels, prices, stuff like that. So I love when people do it, and I think they're doing it a great way. Like, I already have an idea of what I want to buy here, potentially, because of how well you're doing this. And we still have 40 seconds, so I'm excited to see what more they offer.
Or you can go all in for our super bundle. That
Yeah.
includes, for one discounted price, 12 months of Sanderson, including all 4 of these novels in ebook, print, and audio, along with all 8 subscription boxes. I realize that coming at you out of nowhere with 4 brand new novels is a huge shock. At the same time, if you think about it, it's kind of the most Brandon Sanderson thing I could have done. Surprising, yet inevitable. Just like a good story should be. Thank you, as always, for putting up with my particular brand of eccentricity. And thank you for considering these books.
I like it.
I think you're going to love them.
I love that video. I think that was really well done. As a fan, I'm not a fan, but as a fan, I'm in. I want the books, and I want at least one of those boxes, probably. As a non-fan, I'm interested to know more about what you've written. And so, what Sean said, what was it? Someone said what the books were. Wheels of Time, was it? Let's see. I'm sure they're going to mention it. Dragon Steel Entertainment is the parent company set up and owned by Brandon Sanderson to produce his books and intellectual properties. Though most of his major releases are published through traditional publishing companies, many of the other works, including the leather-bound books, are published through Dragon Steel. Okay. Little side hustle. And we got tons of collaborators here, which means we should have some fantastic customer service updates. And in the comment section, excellent. Love it. The longer this list is, the more happy I am with the project. And let's make sure, The Way of the Kings, 10th Anniversary Leather-Bound Edition. So this was their last project. Let's just make sure it's out. It's released. Last update in 2021, so I'm imagining this is obviously released. Campaign complete. 9,248 comments. That's some great engagement right there. And then they had this as a big launching off pad. And like, these numbers are absurd. $15 million in one day. Kudos. Hats off. This is how you market yourself. Because we see it all the time on Kickstarter. People will come from whatever sector it is, and they will come to Kickstarter, and they'll say, hey, come with me. And they try to do a Kickstarter, and they don't all work out to $15 million. A lot of them fall on their faces. A lot of them just barely succeed. And there's reasons why, and I think they just crushed that video. Like, I want to see this succeed. Well, thank you for stopping. If you would like to take on a tour of my imagination, if you're interested in my full-length video, click here. Oh my gosh. So this is a 16-minute cut of the 2.5-minute video. And this is what I absolutely adore right here. This is fantastic. I felt like that video was just the absolute best must-know stuff for the most part. Because I've seen some companies do this. They'll put the 12-minute video on. They'll put the 16-minute video on. And it'll just be too lengthy. And most people aren't going to sit down for that long on Kickstarter to do that. But at 2:30, and then you say, oh, if you like that video, come here, click on this. I think that's just so good. And look at that. 98,000 views on that. Love it. For the people who don't want to get that deep into the Sanderson, they don't have to, but the people who do, it's there at 98,000. Said, heck yeah, love it. Over the last 2 years, a group of ideas wormed their way into my brain, and I found I couldn't let them go despite all my other obligations. I had to write these stories, so I squeezed them in a during moment of free time, crafting 4 brand new novels. I'm extremely proud of them, as each yada yada. Pretty much all the stuff we said already. I just want here we go, the prices. Because you should assume most people watch the video. Now, not all people do. Some people just go straight to the text. Some people just go straight to the price. Everybody shops differently. But in my polling, the majority of people do watch the video. Available rewards include books and swag delivered quarterly or monthly through 2023. The correct video has 300,000 videos. Oh my views. Wow. Holy guacamole. That's amazing. And there we go. So 325,000 subscribers. And what you got yourself here is a perfect storm of a popular YouTuber who writes popular book series, and it's like those two worlds just coming together here along with this in a well-ran. This is love it. Because this is what I just want. I want to see one of these projects a week. Think about that. Why couldn't it be that way? It could. It's just the more people embrace Kickstarter, the more people say, "Oh, hey, I could do that." He made $13 million over here. You don't think there's going to be a whole bunch of people who are, experts in whatever, who are doing something, and they're sneakily doing it. They say, all right, I'm going to kickstart this side project I'm working on. Like, it doesn't, I don't think it's that far. So what if it was a rocker, for instance? Top rock singer just says, you know what, we need a surprise album. here's the Kickstarter for it, I think it could work equally as well. And it just excites me to see Kickstarter continuing to grow. Love it. These premium hardcover books are collectible above your standard hardcover. Each will be roughly 400 pages long. So I will say, we're going a lot of text here. They're for books, though, so I guess nobody really cares if you're looking at books. But still, I'd like to get down to business with pictures. Secret Project box, book box. The Saitoverse theme swag box. So these are his different things that he's written, and you can decide which theme swag box you want. This is what I want. This is great. I'd love to see the prices somewhere in here, but this is fantastic. Because you wouldn't want to be... So let's just say you're a huge Mistborn fan. You wouldn't want to do it if it was just like a random grab bag. It's like, oh, I got one thing from Mistborn, but most of it's from Hoyd and Krytoverse and Stormlight Archive, or whatever. You get my point, though. So I love how they're doing this. They broke it down. It's very clean and very clear. Thumbs up. Beyond these epic books in physical and digital formats, we also have a monthly swag box for the 8th month. Here we go. Down to the prices. $40, you get 4 books. $10 for ebooks. Nope. I feel like that's a rock solid price. And they even put the estimated delivery right there. Very nice. $60 quarterly books, audio books. Once again, I don't know the audiobook price, but it seems reasonable to me. 880,000 views. Now, thank you, Sadir. That is, wow. Woo. So apparently I clicked through the live stream instead of the actual YouTube video that I was trying to go to. And this one has 886,000 views, and it's the number 6 most trending video on all of YouTube. Go you, Brandon. Holy shnikes. That's amazing. That is amazing to me. Wow. Quarterly books. So you get the books, you get everything, $160, $40. I feel like that's reasonable for a book. I will say, if these are 400 pages, I don't feel like these illustrations you have do a good job of like showcasing how thick the book actually is. It's a minor nitpick at this point. Because I imagine, here you go, 360, you get a year of Sanderson, so you get all the swag and ebooks, year of Sanderson and the audiobooks, and I love how clean and clear this is. And this is one thing I hairball on a lot of Kickstarters for. It should be very evident by the graphics what's in a pledge level, what's not in a pledge level, and I think they did a great job here. I know exactly what this is, and then the next one's going to be these with the books, and boom, that's the all-in, the $500. Now, is there one where I could just get one? So I feel like that is a little bit of an... I don't like that. I do not like the fact that there's not just one where I can get all the books, but then one. Because I feel like that would be... You're kind of pushing people, you got to get all of them. Or can you buy them a la carte? Are there add-ons? Shipping cost. So we have domestic, international, $35 per shipment, $10 per shipment. This is clean and clear, I will say. Where's the VAT? I need to know more about the VAT. Here we go. Additionally, we unfortunately cannot ship currently. There's these countries. We cannot ship everywhere. Currently, these are the countries we can ship to. I would mention the VAT. However, Kickstarter does not allow us to collect the additional tax. So you are going to get jacked by the VAT. And you're making $15 million here. Here's a suggestion. You probably have fans from all around the world. I can't think of a Kickstarter off the top of my head that did this, but there have been some that actually show you the shipping with your VAT added on. And if you have a large enough team, I think that'd be a super awesome thing to do for the international people. Because I imagine there's going to be a decent chunk of people international here, at least especially for the ebooks. Nope, it's still mostly United States, just the United States absolutely dominating. Which, once again, tells me that maybe spruce up the shipping a little bit. If you could, I don't know if it's even possible, at least make it a little bit more clean and clear here. Because those are pretty bad international numbers. So, what do we got? Stuff, things, add-ons, why Kickstarter, new to Kickstarter, nope. Alright, so let's check out the pledge levels. I'm very intrigued to see what the most popular pledge levels are. And I'm also a little bit disappointed that, from a consumer perspective, I'm disappointed you can't go a la carte on these. From a business perspective, it makes sense. You're making them commit to a yearly box. But I still think a la carte would have been nice, especially if you just did it in the add-on. So let's see. Quarterly books, the ebooks, 13,000 people want the ebooks. Quarterly books, the audiobooks, 11,000. Wow, now that is very telling to me. And I love the fact we can see this information right here. And that is just, in a nutshell, the state of books, on Kickstarter right now. Ebooks, a little bit more popular than the audiobooks. And then the hardcover, still the most popular, 15,000. Once again, it's a collector's item. You'd like to have everything of his collection. I've got a whole boatload of R.L. Stein books that I like to... They're in my kids' room now, but yeah, I get that. Quarterly books, all formats. So this is just the books. So some of them are signed. Oh, you can get things signed. Okay. A Year of Sanderson e-books. So this is, you get the 8 swag bags and that. So we have nearly 1,000 people on there. And then the Year of Sanderson audiobook, which is inevitably what they're hoping you will splurge on and everyone will splurge on, the 1643. Oh, no, this is the one they want. Not the audiobooks. But dang, still, look there. That's fantastic. So 952 people said, I want the swag, I want the e-books. 1,643 people said, I want the audiobooks and I want the swag. And then 3,692 taken all the books and the swag. No, this is if you want everything. And that's what most people did. Wow! 10,000 backers at $500 a pop. Woo! That's $5 million. Let me make sure I'm doing the math right. 5 would be 50. That's $5 million. And from a business perspective, that's when you say, all right, that's why you push people to get everything. You don't just let them get the one. You can't just get an a la carte Dragon Steel package. Still a little bit disappointed as a consumer. I have to go all in. But wowzers. Good for you. Let's check out the FAQ, the updates, the comments. Give this one a final grade. How to contact us. So this is an ugly, ugly, ugly FAQ. I hate it. And the reason why I hate it is if my question is number 25, I have to now read through 24 questions before I get to it. I would organize this how Reload from Colossal Games organizes theirs. Go check it out. They pretty much just make it so it's in bite-sized chunks. Like, this is the shipping part. This is the price part. This is the audiobook part. Updates. 1,856 hearts. That's an absurd amount of hearts. And 89 comments. So I will say, these are not particularly good updates. These updates are not good. Because I see this number, I see 61,301 people, and then I see 89 comments. That means you talked at me, and you didn't try to engage me. Betcha. Betcha. Because if you ask any question, if you try to engage me in any way, shape, or form, you know, even if you just asked a question, with Brandon Sanderson, with Brandon, you know, delving off into different worlds, what type of novel would you love to see Brandon write? You telling me that doesn't have 1,000 comments on it? Now, I know right now you're number one, and you're going to be number one for a while because you made $15 million. But if you want to keep, you know, that slump in the middle, because this is a 29-day campaign, I'm very curious to see what this looks like, where this is in the popularity chart. Say day 10, day 15. I find those sort of things fascinating because I imagine all the huge Brandon Sanderson fans, boom, we're in. $16 million in one day. Amazing. But then, from that point on, I think you're going to need to get better updates to keep people more engaged and chit-chatting. Because, yeah, what are we saying? This is incredible. We're trending. And it's Brandon. Okay, so this is actually Brandon writing these. Cool, so here's just my recommendation. Just always end with a question. Always try to engage your backers, because you clearly have a lot of people who are reading these with bated breath. 1,856 hearts? That is absurd! That might be the largest heart number that I've seen on Kickstarter ever. And I've been doing this segment a lot. You know, I pay attention to a lot of these things. Brandon tends to be front-loaded. I think his last Kickstarter got 4 million the first day and 2.5 in the last 29 days. And that's how a lot of Kickstarters are. It's not just that. But I just think if you want to keep it towards the top of the popularity chart, which you most definitely do want to do, because that video is so money. That video is fantastic. The video makes me want to watch the 16-minute video while I do dishes tonight and learn more about Brandon Sanderson, and then download some audiobooks and then never listen to those audiobooks because I don't have time. Or I don't make time, I should say. But you get what I'm saying here. So I would end with a question. Any sort of question. Get people engaged. You clearly have a lot of people who would love to interact with you. And the fact that I know it's you in the updates gets me, as a fan of you, even more excited. Because I have an opportunity, me, a mere mortal in my basement, have an opportunity to talk to Brandon Sanderson. And Brandon Sanderson might actually respond to me. And that would blow my mind as a fan. You know, as a fan of anything, that's just fantastic. So I think these updates, you take this as an opportunity to ask some questions and trying to respond to all of them. That would be very, very difficult. But man, these updates could be just bangers. These could be some of the biggest updates I've ever seen with the right question and with the right amount of engagement, I think. But still, 1,579 comments, just people massively excited. There's Landon. What's up? Showing off the stats. Good stuff. Making predictions. All sorts of cool stuff. So, and that's the other thing. I look at this project, and so now we're giving this a final grade. He did a live stream yesterday where he answered questions, and we'll do another one tomorrow and one per week during the Kickstarter. So that's one thing that I think could really be spotlighted here is be sure to tune in to the next Brandon live stream, especially after how great that video was and how that personal touch went over and how much I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like this is such a nice guy. I want to know more about this guy. That's one of those reasons why you come back, because I was about to ask that. Why do I come back to this campaign? After I've given you money, I don't see any reason to come back to this. There's no stretch goals. There's no unlocks. So I would be spotlighting some more reasons why people are going to come back to your Kickstarter campaign, because if you want to stay on top of the popularity charts and the magic charts, you want to be popular. You want people coming back to your Kickstarter page. So that could be something to be spotlighted here. But at the end of the day, final grade. Do I want it? Yes. I'm not a Brandon Sanderson fan because I've never read any of those. But as someone... this is so hard to come at. But if you're a Brandon Sanderson fan, yes, I think this is an absolute slam dunk home run. If you're not a Brandon Sanderson fan, I think I say to myself, wow, I really want to know more about Brandon Sanderson, which means I don't think you did a very good job of listing your accomplishments in here potentially. Just like one little excerpt of like what you've done, like some other books that you have written, I think would go a long way. So let's see. Brandon Sanderson, so what has he done? Mistborn. The Stormlight Archive. So if you just start listing off these and say, oh, I've seen that one. I've seen that one. These are really well... Oh, I read one of those, in college or something like that. I think that would be great here. But do I want it? Yes. I think you did a great job convincing your backers. Maybe a little bit better convincing just typical schmoes. Can you do it? Yes. It's you. You've written the books, and you did an absolutely spectacular job of showcasing that by putting those huge stacks of paper on top of you, and they kept building over the 3 minutes. And that was beautifully shot, by the way. So can you do it? Yes. No, because you would not want this to bomb. You wouldn't want this, because it's your name on the line. So 100% feel comfortable. How much is it? Price is quote unquote reasonable. I mean, I don't buy books. I don't have any monthly boxes. It seems reasonable. If I were a super fan of something, I feel like this would be a reasonable price. $40 for a book. It's a 400-page book. It doesn't seem like a fantastic price, but it seems like a very reasonable price. So in the end, final grade, I'm going to go with an A- on this one. I think it could definitely use some more images, spice up, get down to business on the prices a little bit earlier. Some minor nitpicks, just a lot of little minor things. But overall, I think it's a really solid project. And I think after that video, if you're a fan, you're in. And if you're not a fan, you want to know more. I just wish they would tell me more. So, A- on this one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. What is your final grade for Surprise 4 Secret Novels by Brandon Sanderson? And as always, if you enjoy this content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. As we try to reach 10,000 subscribers, celebrate my 10-year anniversary of making YouTube content. Bye-bye.